I was sitting here kicking it with my girl Smiley, was bringing back all type of memories of how it was back in the day.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I remember when he first signed me, I was so happy. He gave me like, what, $2,000?
I gave you some money?
Yeah.
I didn't even know I gave you the money because I would never. You right? I did
You
give you some money.
You gave me, I think, and it was cash. Like, and to me, that was crazy.
Wow.
It was cash. Yeah. I think it was like $2,000.
Wow, I didn't even remember that. She's bringing back all type of memories.
Yeah.
You know, the only thing that I know is that my artist Eddie D at the time introduced me to Smiley, and we went in the studio. We did Freak Out. First was a Freak Out. I was like, get all this other stuff, Eddie D and everybody else we working with. We going down with Smiley. Here's what time it is.
And the crazy thing about it is, I was in a group at the time, so. You know, I had just came to the studio because he was like, go to the studio, you know, and just see. And it was supposed to be all of us, but they had a different agenda, so they didn't come. I just went by myself and I recorded the first song.
Wow,
yeah.
wow. And the impact was so amazing because it was like, just looking back on the time now, I never had a chance to breathe because it was like Smiley But Not Friendly instantly took off because they was already playing Freak Out on the radio. We shot the video, Smiley But Not Friendly. And everything took off from there. Her album came out and went number 56 on the Billboard charts. And we never got a chance to breathe, and we didn't even realize the impact that it made.
Yeah, I didn't realize the impact until I actually went out. You know what I mean? Like until I went to parties and stuff like that, and it was a different vibe. Kind of like something I wasn't really used to.
Right.
But because you were associated with so many people in the streets, they thought that, you know, pretty much I was that way.
Right.
So it was like all the street dudes was like, what's up?
And I'm going to say this to you. I was talking to one of the retail stores down here because I was discussing this with a lot of people up here because we distribute a lot of music like the T.I.s, the Jeezys. But the last time that it was a situation where stores was actually coming in buying whole boxes, and back then boxes of cassettes was 200 at a time, was with the Smiley record. I mean, actually, they would come in and say, give me 200 cassettes. Just a little mom and pop store. So it was crazy. And I was talking to somebody else who was just telling me that I remember going to Rush to buy your record at, I think it was Northland, one of the malls. And there was like 30 people in line just waiting to get in the store. And most of the people was buying the Smiley record. So the impact that this lady right here made in the rap game is really unmeasurable to this day. I mean, because it was like, when you think of female rappers, you know, back in the day, you know, you don't think of them having people coming out to the stores like they do with T.I. and stuff now from the streets. But this lady right here had the streets on lock, and I don't think that's been really accomplished since then.
But what I hear all the time is that the lyrics are relevant today. Right. Although that was X amount of years ago, that the song could still be played today and actually hold with other, you know, national artists. So.
And for people that might not know, not only did Smiley make a mark in the rap game and the hip hop game, but she went on to do so many big things. You know, I'll let you tell them about all the different accounts. I'm just so proud of her. I don't know what to say because worldwide.
After Joe moved to Atlanta and dumped me. No, I'm just playing. Well, I mean, you know what? When you moved to Atlanta, when you left Detroit, moved to Atlanta, I felt like there was a kind of disconnect, and I wasn't going to get the attention. You know, from the label. Yeah, I'm like, oh man, what's going to happen now? You know, and you were like, well, you just come to Atlanta and you record here. And
she was so spoiled now. She was spoiled.
I was so not spoiled. I was not spoiled.
Well, okay, we'll get into that later. We'll go ahead.
But you know, as we toured and we did the MC Hammer thing, and it's so funny because I just saw MC Hammer like a couple of months ago, and he actually remembered the tour. Yes.
He remembered
the tour that we did.
Wow, and that's in the book too. It's in the book and the documentary.
He was real big on that. But we were back and forth to Atlanta a couple of times with Dave Bishop. He had brought us in, and yeah, we're good. How are you?
Okay.
Get the phones beat on but what I did was I used my experience in just traveling and stuff like that to branch off, and I did the auto shows. I was one of the girls on the turntables for like 6 years, and from there I went to do the Ebony Fashion Fair. Then I came back home and I had my own TV show, my own music video show. And from my music video show, one of the PD at Radio 1 Detroit saw me and actually brought me in as an on-air talent. So then I was on the radio, and from on the radio, I got the gig of music director. From music director, now I'm operations manager, program director, Radio 1 Detroit.
Wow, ain't that great? That's when I hear the things and just things that she's accomplished, it just, well, I ain't gonna say it bring tears to my eyes, but when it does, it hits me, because it's like anything is possible when you chase a dream. You know, something I always say, you don't chase money, chase the dream. And this is a living example right here of the things that she has accomplished. She was the cornerstone of, you know, me being where I'm at in this game, because the music game saved my life. You know, being from the streets and really being a part of the streets, when I found this love, which was my second love then as far as business, and it was my first love now, it kind of you know, kind of took me to the next level in everything that I did from this music business. So, you know, that's one thing that I can say that, you know, kind of got me to where I'm at now, you know. And it all started with this lady over here.
I'll start with him recognizing me
Right.
and saying, okay, we're going to do it. It's so funny because when you gave me that money, I keep talking about the money he gave me. Because I took it home to my mom, and I had a contract.
Really?
And she was like, what did you do?
Wow.
I was like, I don't know.
Wow. That's why I had to have you on this, because it's like, I didn't even remember stuff like that. I didn't even remember that you had that, which is great. So I think the one thing that when you look at this documentary and listen to the music, like Smiley said, the music is relevant today. So, you know, if you want to download, you can go on to iTunes and pick up the classic Smiley But Not Friendly. And the rest of her music, man, it's still relevant today. And, you know, a lot of the other stuff that we, you know, also came with back in the day. You know, if you listen to the music nowadays that they're putting out now, it's, you know, you can't compare to some of the stuff that we put out in, you know, late 80s and the early 90s. And she's a living example of that. Y'all good. Thank you, baby.
You're welcome.
All right, it's Uncle Juan and Smiley,
Uncle Juan,
but I'm not friendly. You know, one more thing I want to say. You know my favorite verse ever?
What?
Was my producer, BJ, says I'm wild.
I was thinking that driving over here.
The back and fat
Cut the money in lounge. Yeah.
Fade is boom, she started fading.
I still do. Ain't much change as far as the hair.
All right, baby girl. Appreciate you coming.
All right.
All right, man.